This one was on our best practices this year. But I want you to, this is kind of new rule stuff. All right, so look at the bottom of the screen. Bottom of the screen, our offensive player is forced out of bounds. And now, does he come back? Does he touch it? Well, nothing really happens. But let's walk through some what ifs on this one. So right now, he's forced out of bounds. So as long as he comes back at his first opportunity, he can continue to play. He's still out of bounds though. So this is where your judgment comes in. Did he come back at his first opportunity? All right? If you don't believe he did, if you believe he stayed out of bounds and he did not come back, now he has not illegally participated until he comes back in the field of play. He's still he's just an out of bounds player right now. Okay? And now he jumps up and he doesn't touch the ball. He decides to let it go. But here's the thing this is a weird one. If you go back, I pointed it out when I was going through it. And I said, intentionally out of bounds and intentionally touches a pass. So even if he does touch the pass, he wasn't intentionally out of bounds, even though he stayed out of bounds. So, however, if you think that the act of him not coming back in, that now elevated it to an intentional act, and now he touches the ball, even though he's out of bounds, he is intentionally touching a ball, and he's a player who's no longer legally in the game. So remember that will now elevate to an illegal participation. I like calling it incomplete. Just call it incomplete. Under our new rule this year, it'd be easier to call it incomplete and just move on. But technically, if you don't think he came in and he stayed out on his own, and now he makes a play on the ball, you could have illegal participation. But make it be obvious. This isn't obvious. This is not illegal participation. Very clear. But if he makes a clear play on the ball, then we could go that route. Now the other thing is, what about the defender? Now the defender is allowed to go out of bounds accidentally without being forced, inadvertently. He's inadvertently out of bounds, okay? And now he makes a play on the ball. So this is different. If he touches the ball in this play, he is not guilty of illegal participation. Even though he made an intentional play on the ball out of bounds, he was out of bounds not intentionally. He did not intentionally go out of bounds. He inadvertently went out of bounds and touched the ball. Incomplete pass this year. Incomplete pass. So know the difference. And that's an important distinction there. And hopefully it doesn't happen in your game. But it's still a good exercise to walk through.